Imagine a world without nations. No France, no Germany, no England. A world ruled by swords, faith, famine, and fire. From the ashes of Rome rose kings and castles, crusades and plagues, learning and war. This is not just the story of the Middle Ages. This is the story of how Europe was born. In the first centuries of the Common Era, Europe was dominated by a single superpower, the Roman Empire. Stretching across the Mediterranean, Rome brought roads, cities, law, trade, and peace, a period known as Pax Romana. Life was stable, culture flourished, order prevailed. But on the empire's eastern edge, something quietly revolutionary was happening. A small Jewish sect began spreading a radical idea, Christianity. Once persecuted, then tolerated, and finally, in the 4th century, embraced by Roman emperors themselves. Yet just as Christianity rose, Rome began to fall. Inflation, plagues, famine, corruption, and endless wars weakened the empire. Governing such a vast territory from one center became impossible. In 395 CE, Rome split in two. A wealthy, urban east ruled from Constantinople, and a poor, rural, fragile west ruled from Rome. Beyond the borders, Germanic tribes were on the move. Invited at first, then unstoppable. In 476 CE, a barbarian warlord deposed the last Western Roman emperor. Rome was gone. The Middle Ages had begun. The Roman world shattered into pieces. Cities emptied. Roads crumbled. Trade collapsed. Coins disappeared. Literacy vanished. Power became local, violent, and unstable. Europe fragmented into kingdoms ruled by warrior elites. Ostrogoths, Visigoths, Franks. Roman laws faded. Germanic customs took over. Christianity became the only unifying force. Europe was poor, divided, and vulnerable. While Western Europe struggled, powerful neighbors rose. The Byzantine Empire preserved Roman wealth and knowledge, and in the 7th century, Islamic armies exploded across the Middle East and North Africa. In just decades, a vast Islamic civilization was born. For a moment, it seemed the fragile West would be overwhelmed. But in 732, Frankish forces stopped Islamic expansion at the Battle of Tours. A new dynasty rose, the Carolingians. Charlemagne was more than a conqueror. He dreamed of reviving Rome. By 800 CE, he ruled most of Western Christendom. On Christmas Day, the Pope crowned him emperor. Europe had an emperor again. Charlemagne promoted learning, culture, law, and administration. A medieval renaissance had begun, but the empire was fragile. After his death, it shattered once more. Vikings from the north, Magyars from the east, Muslim raiders from the south. Europe was under siege. Kings grew weak. Local lords grew powerful. Castles spread across the land. Warriors on horseback dominated warfare. Power was based on land, loyalty, and violence. This system became known as feudalism. Europe was ruled by swords, not laws. Around the year 1000, everything began to change. Climate improved. Harvests increased. Invasions stopped. Population exploded. Towns expanded. Trade revived. Merchants gained independence. Universities were founded. Knowledge returned to Europe. Europe was rising again. In 1095, the Pope called for holy war. Crusaders marched east under the sign of the cross. Though most Crusader states failed, something changed forever. The Church emerged as a powerful, centralized institution. Popes challenged kings. Kings learned from popes. Authority was becoming organized. Then came catastrophe. In 1347, the Black Death reached Europe. 1/3 of the population died. Village vanished. Society collapsed. But out of disaster came transformation. Workers demanded rights. Innovation surged. Europe changed forever. Gunpowder destroyed castles. Kings defeated nobles. Nation-states emerged. Renaissance thinkers redefined the world. In 1492, Europe looked beyond its borders. The Middle Ages ended. The modern world began. And Europe was ready to reshape the globe. From Rome's fall to the rise of nations, medieval Europe forged the world we live in today.